making money with photography. So as you know, I'm really passionate about not killing your love for what you love, you know, by doing the photography that you don't really want to. So there's that, being true to yourself, but obviously not turning down work when you need it, you know. I'm really careful at the moment because I'm coming back to photography, and I'm careful with my thoughts, I guess. What do I want to attract? So if I get offered a wedding right now, I would take it. But I do not want to attract too much of the thing that I don't want to do. And I would like a change. I've done wedding photography for years and I really would like a change. And what I want to talk about is the difference in me now compared to years ago, when for example, with my art, I was trying to make money from my paintings, and I would sit weekend in, weekend out, having hired a place or a table, spent money on the table to set up a craft fair, you know. I do it all the weekends I could, and I wouldn't sell a single thing, you know, and I'd be sat there all day, and it would be all sunny outside, and I'd be sitting in a hall, not selling anything. And I did that for ages, you know. When you are connected to your inner guidance system, and I think this has come mainly from when watching The Secret and working with the law of attraction and being very, very spiritually connected. So my intuition is quite strong now. It's feeling really strong, and you know, loud and clear guidance. It really is, and it is incredible. So I'm doing things now that perhaps I would never have dreamt that I would be doing, and it's maybe not the obvious thing, but I have more faith in it than I actually did doing the logical, also what other people said, oh, you should go. Oh, I remember once somebody said, you should go to a horse race. He said, oh, you should go to one of these horse shows and take your paintings. 5 o'clock in the morning, I packed the car up, absolutely hammering down with rain. I'd borrowed a marquee, got there at 7 a.m, set the marquee up in the wind and the rain, and it nearly blew away. Put all my paintings in there and stood freezing cold at this horse show for hours. Not one person came in and looked at my art. But, you know, somebody had this great idea, and I just thought, yeah, I'll try that. So now when people give me ideas, I take them on board, but then I go inside and listen to that guidance system that I've tapped so closely into, you know, and I feel like you can go round and round in circles for years chasing something, or, you know, perhaps just going in the wrong direction. But when you're tapped in, it seems like a fast track, you know, and I feel like everything I'm doing now, I'm not wasting any time. And of course you can look at things differently. You know, nothing's a waste of time because you're learning all the time, and you've always learned a lesson. But I feel like when you listen to other people, or you get caught up in stress, so you're making decisions from a place of stress, you perhaps don't make the right ones. Whereas when you know, there's that saying, do nothing and everything gets done. Like, I find that I can be running crazily, you know, making myself ill trying to get somewhere, and then I'll just stop, find that kind of connection again, be outdoors, and I'll have an idea that will just come out of nowhere, and it will be something that leads to something that, you know, I meet a person and I'm in the right place at the right time. You know that feeling where like everything flows, everything seems effortless, and you seem to be in the right place, and you're speaking to the right person and an opportunity comes up, and maybe somebody suggests an opportunity. Like I had this recently where, somebody says something that could happen, but it doesn't happen for a while, and then you start doubting it. I feel like staying positive and believing that the right thing will happen at the right time is such a massive part of drawing the good stuff to you, drawing in the opportunities. I never dreamt I would be YouTubing. This came from being very, very spiritually connected. YouTubing and writing my book, Piano Fingers. I dreamt the opening line of that book, This is, it's kind of like having inside information, I've started with my coaching. I'm coaching a few people, and I've started to be able to tap in for them. So, hey, maybe I should be like a photography coach. I have helped a few photographers set up businesses, absolutely amazing. And so a few people came to my photography course in college, and then they said, I'm trying to set up a business, will you help me? And a lot of people might be a bit dubious about doing that, particularly in so close proximity to my own business, but I don't see things like that. And I loved helping a couple of people set up their photography businesses and get really stuck in, and then they ended up busier than me. It just took off for them, and I love that. I think that's part of my purpose, to help people to set up their own businesses doing what they love, or to find a way to make a living from doing the bits that they love. Like, it's easy to give up on yourself and your dreams if you don't have that connection, that inner guidance. I think getting paid work for photography can come from somewhere you wouldn't necessarily imagine, but you have to find a way to feel very close to that intuitive pull, knowing I've got to be somewhere. I've got, like the other day when I was on the sofa and I knew I had to be at this Kundalini yoga dance, I got off the sofa, jumped in the car and drove an hour through a city in the rain on my own to be at this Kundalini yoga club night. And I took a load of photos for the people that were running it and emailed them to them, and job done. Came home, didn't think any more of it. Now, those connections that I made that night, they might not materialise into anything for 2 or 3 years. Was it a waste of time? Of course not. We have to keep the faith that these intuitive pulls to be somewhere are sowing seeds for later on, and they could just sprout when we're least expecting it. And I have been sowing a lot of seeds, so I reckon they're all going to start sprouting at the same time. And then I'll be turning work down, right? Do you have a dream job that you never followed? Was there something you always wanted to do but you never did it? I would love to hear from you. What are your photography dreams? Would you love to be on the Masai Mara like me with a really long lens, photographing the big cats? Or do you dream of doing wedding photography but you don't feel confident enough, or you don't feel like you've got the right kit? Or what is it that's holding you back? Or maybe you are doing exactly what you're meant to be doing and what you wanted to do, and you're living the photography dream. I would love to hear about that as well. Stay tuned, there's loads coming up with my D800 and my D3, and I can't wait to see what camera I'm going to get next when I can. Can't wait. I don't know what it's going to be. Bye.